Hi everyone and welcome back to Alpha Primus. This is a collection update. This is very much last minute. I completely forgot I'd not done an update for this year. And it is New Year's Eve. It is around it's 10 past 2 in the afternoon. So I'm just quickly doing a very, very brief rundown of Nathan's collection as of the 31st of December 2025. I will hopefully have this out before the end of the day. Apologies again for any, if you see dust in this part of his room doesn't get, he's a typical, I say he's a typical teenager boy, even though he's only 12. And it's probably going to be very different this next year because he's starting to slow down on his collection, on his wants as well now. He's getting to that age where collecting toys isn't that, apologies for the shaky camera. I am doing this by hand, and as I go through the video, you'll probably notice quite a few of the figures that might be missing parts. He does have all the parts for them. It's just sometimes we just bang it all into a little box that we have that's under his bed, and it's just an absolute nightmare to get them out and find all the pieces for everything. So you might see a lot of mistransformations. You might see a lot of, parts missing, but we do have them. It's just because this has been such a rush now, I wanted to get it done by today. So enough of that. Let's move on to the first part of his collection. So showing off the first part of the collection, we have sort of like the miscellaneous, not many of a certain, theme. So, for example, we've got some Titan returns and a whole Power of the Prime thing. We've got some like odds and ends of the Studio series, but not 86. We've got some retro. We've got some, again, regular movie figures. We've got just lots of older figures in this collection as well. So let's have a quick look here. So like I said, we've got Fortress Maximus with one of Nathan's favourite here. That's Jetfire from Revenge of the Fallen. Got the retro Optimus Prime. We've got Weird Wolf, and I forgot what this one's called. Oh my days, what's it? I know this one is Dirt Boss, I believe. And then we've got so Nathan. Like I said, if you follow the channel for a while, Nathan is a big fan of Titans, planes, and beasts in general. So this is why a lot of these, he likes the beasts. That's why we have these guys. He loves his planes, especially very military planes like the Stealth Bomber. You'll see another one over here later on. This one's fallen down. Another retro one. We've got Revenge of the Fallen, Optimus Prime. So he was part of the pack that came with Jetfire and the RCs. This is his latest edition, is the Revenge of the Fallen Fallen pack, which came with the Fallen, Soundwave, and Megatron. He's got Noah there. Some Micromasters, some, I believe it's Power of the Primes, Insecticons. That's why we didn't get the Legacy ones, although I might change that. We've got some retro Armada figures. Bearing in mind, Armada was how I first introduced Nathan to Transformers. I did try with G1, but he couldn't really get it. And then he watched an episode I managed to get hold of some episodes of Armada, and he loved it. We've got Scourge from Rise of the Beast. Again, one of his favourite villains. He really likes that figure. You'll see here we've got Tarantulas and Dinobot. Technically, they are part of Kingdom because they think they're the Kingdom molds, but ours was the Japanese version. So, yeah, I've not put them in there. This is something he got for his birthday, or with his birthday money, I think he did, which is, I believe, Dark of the Moon, the Ark. There's, possibly one of the worst sets of Transformers ever. So that's the Stealth Bomber Megatron, which we were really lucky to get hold of, as he'd been wanting to get one for it. He'd seen one and really wanted one, but they were like 50, 60 quid. And then In Demand Toys got one in box, 20 quid. So I snapped that up. We made sure to get hold of that. Getting some more retro, some Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, Rise of the Beast Optimus Primal. We have Mirage down there. 2 of Nathan's, along with Fortress Maximus, which is his, you know, one of his absolute favourite Titans of all time. He really wants Metroplex. Really, like, Metroplex is like his number one want. So hopefully they'll re-release that soon. And I mean proper Metroplex, not the Cybertron version. He wants a G1 Metroplex, so hopefully they'll re-release that. But alongside them, he has these are 2 of his favourites, which are Unicron and Primus. Unicron is complete, and his electronics do work. This is very much a last minute thing. So if you see loads of mistransformations or things not actually quite stood up, that's the reason why. So yeah, let's move on to the next collection, which will be the War for Cybertron trilogy. So here we have the War for Cybertron trilogy collection. So we have Siege, we have Earthrise, and we have Kingdom all together. Putting them all out on here actually it's kind of strange, because I was always under the impression that he had a lot more Decepticons and Autobots, but in terms of like early on in the collection, especially these early ones, he's much more heavy toward the Autobots. But this is where you can sort of clearly see Nathan's trends in this collection. The Titan Scorponok is obviously a new addition. I can't remember if Omega Supreme is. I think he is. Or we might have got him late last year, Omega Supreme. And of course, Nathan's very first Titan ever, the Ark. We move on to Commander. So Commander Jetfire was a 2025 Christmas present. Of course, we have Bird. When Nathan went through his phase of shouting Bird and showing Skylinks in videos. Of course, we have Earthrise, Optimus, and I believe it's a Netflix Megatron, isn't it? I think. Of course, Starscream, he will be replaced. He will be being replaced by the new Studio Series versions. Thrust is it Thrust? Yeah, it's Thrust, isn't it? Ramjet is the white one, and Dirge is the blue one. Yeah, Thrust is a new addition also. He got him Christmas this year. He had him so I've like I said, a few additions on this one. Again, like I was saying about, you can see his trends with the Titans, also with the Beasts as well. We see the same mold for, because he likes his big cats. So we've got, Tigatron, Mutant Tigatron, and then we've got Cheetor, you've got Rhinox, you've got Air Razor and Skywarp, and I think you've also got is it Black Panther one? I can't remember what he's actually called on that one. It's not Ravage, is it? Yeah. So he's got a few of the same molds, recolors, but that he likes what he likes. He's got Rat Trap there as well. So yeah, as you can see, this is actually a lot smaller. Like, considering it's a trilogy and it's when he first started collecting, it's a much smaller collection than I actually thought it was, which is really strange for me, because I always feel like all of these collections are huge in terms of bulk. I think the next one I may have to break up into each series. I will see what I can do. So of course, after the Cybertron trilogy, we had Legacy. So let's get on to that. I can't believe I did this. I actually forgot Galvatron and Beast Wars Megatron. They were in that trip. They should have been in that collection, because they're both the Kingdom versions. I cannot believe it. I had them in a pile behind me, and I was like, right, I need to add them to their pile, and I completely forgot, and I started filming. Also, we have Kingdom RC, but she'll be in the 86 collection. But yeah, that's 2 more for the Kingdom pile. Okay, and here we have the biggest collection today, and I think I was right in thinking that Nathan is definitely more of a Decepticon person than he is an Autobot person. A hell of a lot of I had to really condense them in here. A lot of this space is because so many of actually the Decepticons are already transformed into their alt modes, and I could not be bothered to transform them back. So let's have a look. We have Menasor. Yeah, complete that again. There's, you got 5 there right away. We've got like some Inferno, some of the other in that Buzzworthy collection, missing parts and stuff like that. So I just literally threw them on. Pterosaur, I believe. Dreadwing. I can't remember if that's Dreadwing or Quake. I'm pretty sure that's Dreadwing. We've got Needle Nose. We've got Blitzwing. Armada Wheeljack. Armada Megatron. Ramjet and Dirge. So yeah, they, even though one was Legacy, I'm gonna say Evolution and United. That's my guess. And we've got Tarn, Bludgeon at the back, G-Axis. One of the best figures of all time, Magmatron. Then we've got the Star Raiders here. Again, we've seen that mold from Nathan, one of Nathan's favourite molds. We've got, I believe it's Transmetal Megatron from Beast Wars. We've got a good old, I forgot his name. Oh my God, Tigertron. No, is it? No, Thundertron. Thundertron, that was it. Then we start getting into the Rock. What they were called? Yeah, were they Rock Lords? Or they were based on Rock Lords, weren't they? More Star Raiders at the back. Then we start getting into the Autobots, which we have Sandstorm, we have Silverbolt, Beast War Silverbolt, Wheeljack, Elita 1, Nova Prime, although he could technically be a bad guy, couldn't he? Blaster, we have Orion Pax, we have Cosmos down there, just hiding away there. Trailbreaker, yeah, got a G1 Optimus Prime. We have a Leo Convoy, and of course we have Armada Optimus Prime. And we've got Tazkid. We've got Alpha Trion, G2 Optimus, Goldberg. Oh, Goldberg, that's a wrestler, isn't it? Goldbug. And then we have Tiger. This one, no, this, because Razor Claw, which one was this one now? Oh my days, my head, his name escapes me. Tigerhawk, that's it. Then we have Sunstreaker. And then we have Point Blank. No, that's his thing. I forgot what his name is. He's the other one of those is coming out. There is actually 2 figures, 2 Autobots. One's a Headmaster, I think it's Twin Twist. And the police car version of the Sideswipe mode. I can't remember what it's called now. I couldn't fit them on there because they were both in. Of course, we have Tidal Wave, one of Nathan's favourite Titans. We also have Black Zarak and the Nemesis, but I couldn't fit them on here. And Cybertron Metroplex, but there was no way I was going to get all them on here. I struggled to get all these on. This is probably the biggest part of his collection so far. So now we're moving on to the next part, which is Studio Series 86. And whilst we move on to the 86 collection, it is clear to see that this part of the collection certainly favours the Autobot side of the war. So yeah, to be fair, this is going to increase on this side the next couple of years. All 3 of the Seekers, Thundercracker, Starscream and Skywarp, definitely. Soundwave next year. If they do, when they do a Shockwave, I'm 99% sure they will do a Shockwave. He'll be on there as well. The Insecticons, I believe, are getting a 3-pack release next year, which that's probably when I will probably get him those. But other than that, yeah, this is probably the closest to complete in terms of collection. RC shouldn't be in there technically because she's technically Kingdom, but I forgot to put her in Kingdom before. I put her in this one. In terms of figures that he really wants, we don't have any of the Junkions, so we're probably just going to leave them. But we've got, you know, the main Autobots here and a couple of Decepticons. Absolute great looking figures, those two there, Stallone. Because we've got the Kingdom Rodimus, would we get a Studio Series Rodimus? Unlikely, but never say never. Yeah. Pretty, yeah, not much to say about it. Ultra Magnus is the latest edition. He got him for Christmas. Technically, Devastate was part of his Christmas present because I got him the 2-pack, the Commander 2-pack for Christmas, but I allowed him to have it early because of reviews and stuff like that. But next year, we're probably not going to be doing new reviews. I'll get onto that at the end of this one. Let's move on to the final part now, which is of course, Age of the Primes. And here we have it, the final lot, the Primes, Age of the Primes. We have some, obviously we have the reissue Trypticon, a new edition, Skybite. I got him that for Christmas. He was on offer. I think it was like 25 quid. And he's normally 35, so I got him from In Demand Toys. I think I used some of my ID points. That's why he might have been a little bit cheaper. I cannot remember for the life of me. I'm sure he was near 20 odd quid. And again, I know Nathan likes his animals / sharks, dinosaurs, all that sort of stuff. So I knew he'd like that one. We have obviously the Primes and Star Convoy. My least favourite Titan, but Nathan likes him. So, you know, and he wants all 13 Primes. So another one who shouldn't be in here, but is Vector Prime. He is technically Legacy United, but this is almost Nathan's current display. Not quite, but he has Scorponok up on there, and maybe Tidal Wave because they're his favourite. Oh, and Fortress Max. But yeah, I've just sort of quickly put it back together. We've got Red Alert, and of course we have Superion, who was definitely one of my highlights of this year. Let me just quickly throw him back on here because I forgot to put him on. We do have Vortex as well. Yes, I'm looking forward to Bruticus for next year. But that is it for the showcase of 2025, collection showcase of 2025. Wow, just what a year it's been, you know. Finishing off Legacy, Age of the Primes has really impressed me, especially, and then Studio Series with the big ones like the Megatron, finally getting Ultra Magnus, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been a very busy year. So I kind of touched on it previously. I am slowing down on the channel in terms of new figure reviews. So Nathan currently earns chore money, and what happens is that I will pre-order it using his chore money, and then he saves up very much. He saves up as much as he can. To be fair, he saves up and then he pays for them. I pre-order them, he pays for them when they arrive, when they're due to be arriving, and it's kind of expensive, but not. I mean, the first wave of 2026 and Studio Series kind of come out close. So those ones I might get around to doing, and then the next wave, I'm probably going to buy him that stuff for his birthday and Christmas, because like I said, he's sort of slowing down on what he really wants. He's not as enthusiastic, and of course he doesn't want to do this channel anymore. So I'm not saying I won't do reviews. If you've seen anything in here, well, maybe not in this one because I've done reviews of nearly everything here. If you see a figure in the showcase that I've not reviewed and you would like to see that review, just let me know in the comments and I will try and get round to it. Other than that, have a great 2026 then. 2026. Be safe. If you can't be good, be careful. If you can't be careful, name it after me. Actually, yeah, legitimate, call it Alpha Primus. Anyway, thank you all for a great 2025. It's been fantastic. The channel has grown massively compared to previous years, and I've just got to thank you all for doing your bit, just watching these videos. Hopefully I will find the desire and the motivation to post more videos. I did do like a big chunk, I think about 7 or 8 reviews, and the video footage has just disappeared into the ether, which is kind of frustrating when I wanted to get more reviews out of older stuff. So that kind of killed my enthusiasm for a wee bit. But hopefully renewed interest for the new year. New year, new interest. Once I get these new figures for Nathan, I'll probably be a bit more inclined to review and get more videos out. But again, thank you all. Apologies for the shaky cam. I've done it completely by hand. Could not be bothered getting out my very, very poor tripod and doing all this anyway. Thank you all for watching, and have a good new year, and see you all soon. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.